My dad told me to tell you guys that he was listening to the Death Proof podcast. We were mentioning directors of Mission Impossible movies, and he wanted to mention that the director of the TV series was an Iranian guy. My dad's an Iranian guy, so he likes those things.
Nice.
Yeah, fun fact.
The TV series?
A Mission Impossible TV series. You didn't watch that? I mean, you didn't watch it. It was like
yeah. I do.
Or it was in the 80s, I think.
I forgot about that.
It was the TV series for Mission Impossible. That's actually where I discovered Mission Impossible.
Okay, that sounds right.
I saw the show before the movie.
Yeah, I was never into the whole franchise, so.
The Mission Impossible franchise, like not even the movies.
Never. It was never really my thing.
I feel like we had this conversation for the podcast. Who cares? The movie you're making me watch today is.
What did your dad say about the directors?
The director of the TV series is an Iranian dude from Iran. So far away.
Schwartz's internet doesn't work again.
You know what I also just found out is that Britney Spears' boyfriend is an Iranian dude. I was like, nice. Man, like that. If for some reason in my head, that's like I messed up. You know, I could have been Britney Spears' boyfriend, but also like he looks like he's chiseled out of marble. So
yeah,
maybe that's also has something to do with it.
That'd probably help.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back and I'm stable. So, what did your dad say about the Mission Impossible directors
for the third time? He said was that the director of the TV series in the 80s was an Iranian guy. My dad also being one of those makes him happy, and he thought he would share that with us.
Copy that. Okay, good to know.
And he's an avid listener of the podcast, so shout out to my dad.
Shout out to Mr. Islami.
Shout out.
That's Mr. Islami.
That's what I said.
The movie, however, today that you are making me watch is The Fighter, 2021, starring Will Smith and Chris Rock.
He wrote that one right after the show.
Didn't write anything, but I was like, make sure I got to say that.
Yeah,
because that happened. But no, Fighter 2010. David O. Russell, Christian Bale, Marky Mark, Amy Adams, and like a few of the real guys, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, a lot of the real people.
Which were the real people? Bunch of the real people. I think the coolest thing was the O'Keefe, the coach. Just playing himself.
Oh, that was okay.
That's rad.
Cool. He had the look for it. I was like, it almost seemed like I could see it.
Boy, this guy
played himself really well. He played himself really, really well.
Yeah, seems like a bad actor and really good at this role.
All he had to say was, "I'm your trainer. I'll train you. Where's Dickie? I'll train you. Dickie's not here." All right,
you know what Dickie
bullshit,
is,
Mickey. No more
you know
bullshit.
What he's saying everything that he's said in the past 10 years.
Exactly.
You know what fucking Dickie is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to say? What do you got? Oh, wait, who chose this fucking movie?
That was me.
Jake?
That was me.
What's your word?
Shit, I didn't even really think of a word.
Yeah, come on, man.
It was.
Do you ever do this podcast?
Creative for a simple story.
Creative for a simple story. That's your word. Okay, copy.
Yes. Phrase.
Schwartz.
I never think of a word for some reason. And
wow.
Stupendous.
I guess my
changed it.
This movie seems raw, like real. I'll just go real, I guess.
Real?
It just seems very real. Like they do a good job of like painting a picture of people that seems very believable. It seems very grounded. It seems like something that these people are actually doing. Christian Bale, this probably is his best role.
The one
this
thing
probably is his best role for sure.
Has to your point, the one thing it has going for it above all else is it is a real story.
Sure.
I think
it feels real though. It almost feels like you're watching a documentary at times. Like all the fights are shot by the actual HBO crew, so like the fights are documentary style. They actually. So I watched the making of this movie, and they
ran into it.
Hold on a second though. This is cool because it was interesting.
I know.
There was a couple.
They use the same camera. Scubby.
couple directors know that were attached to it, and a lot of them wanted to like shoot the fights over like 20 days or whatever. And Marky Mark was like, "Nah, dude," because Marky Mark was like a producer of this movie. He kind of like spearheaded the whole thing. He was like, "Nah, dude, we're gonna shoot the fights in 10 days." And he's like, "Well, how are we gonna do that?" He's like, "We're gonna use the HBO guys because like they shoot fights in real time and they don't miss anything. Like those guys capture everything. They're just there, and they have like a formula to it. So that's how they shot all the fights." And I thought that was pretty fucking interesting. That's a great way to save lots of time. They just literally shot the fights with only those guys.
And it looked exactly like
Looked
the
great.
fight.
Yeah, it looked like a real fight because it was a real fight. They actually fought. Like these guys were actually fighting. Marky Mark trained for like 2 years for this movie.
Well, they weren't fighting. It was all choreographed, but they shot.
Well, yeah, but they were fighting. Like it was more than choreographed. Like there was a lot of times they were landing punches. Like they were all the body punches, all the shit. Like they were actually fighting. Like and a lot of times it's all like fake. This was
No,
like
they
more
weren't.
than like
They weren't fighting. They weren't actually fighting though.
they were sparring,
Okay.
which is more.
They were a choreographed spar.
They were more than choreographed sparring. They were sparring a little bit over the choreography.
Yeah,
like
it
they
was
went a
choreographed,
little
though.
bit further. Like
They were
that's
doing it for
that
a
was the
movie. It
point of it.
choreographed.
That was the point of it. They like wanted to go in there and make it as like real as possible. So they actually like they took it a little further than usual.
Yeah.
No, it's fact.
Maybe.
You can look it up.
I looked it up. I watched it. I watched it. He
Well, then why
he wanted to make it look
Why are
real.
you-
They
then why
weren't
you
fighting
lying?
though.
Why
You're
you
saying they
lying?
were fighting. They weren't fighting. There was no fighting.
They were sparring.
Will Smith fought more this year than they fought in that movie.
That is not funny or true.
That's fun. Jake laughed. Jada didn't laugh, but
Jake's
Jake
a
laughed.
sheeple.
Are we canceling Jada? Is that the plan?
I mean, Chris, yo, I don't know if it's true or not, but I keep seeing things where it's like Chris Rock's tour sold out. Like prices went up to like $20,000. I was like, well, everyone's won in this because Will Smith won an Oscar 10 minutes later, and fucking Chris Rock's probably made another couple $100,000. Everybody won.
Is Chris Rock not selling out?
Oh, Chris Rock said he's not going to talk to the cops or like file a police report. Nothing.
Yeah. What are you gonna file a police report for?
Sure, I agree.
got slapped.
He got slapped. Yo, the best part is he goes, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Will Smith,
Big guy. Will Smith.
he got
big dude,
problems.
Lots of
He
power.
got a lot of problems going on up in his big brain there.
I mean, yeah. But he got celebrated for it. That was awesome. Good for
That's
him.
not what he got celebrated for. He got celebrated for his acting, but
Yeah, he got celebrated for the movie, dude.
not like he won an award
Yeah,
for
but, like,
best
this-
laugh.
Denzel didn't give a shit.
The stuff he said though, he was like, you gotta
Dude,
preach,
that speech was
you gotta
fucking
preach happiness
stupid.
and kindness and love and
That
he slapped Chris
that
Rock, like, 10
speech was
minutes
fucking
later, 10 minutes
ridiculous.
earlier. There literally was like a 15 to 20 minute difference in the slap and the award win. Like that's how close in time it was.
Yeah, it was like a few segments later.
That was awesome. You know what? Good for him, bro. He's Will Smith. Wiki Wild, Wild West. Jim
Yeah.
West, Desperado, baby.
Fuck Will Smith. Will Smith's
Yeah,
a scumbag.
fuck him.
He
Fuck him.
apologized. So apology. That's good. He got an apology out there. He apologized to because that's my thing. He didn't apologize to fucking Chris on the speech. I was like, why did you apologize? He could have said, "Hey,
True.
sorry, dude." That was my only thing.
Yo, if he would have straight up though, just been like, Chris, I'm sorry.
Yo,
That would have been
He
hilarious.
just goes, "Thank you very much. I want to respect Christina Williams or whatever their names are." And then he goes, "Chris, my bad, dude. My bad. I was in a moment, blah, blah, blah." And then Chris comes out, he dabs them, they have a good time, they go out and they have a party, Oscar party. They go to Elton John's party. Is that Chris Rock? Is he texting you? Is he listening to us live?
Yo, he was like, yo, tell this dude Anthony that you buy a ticket.
I'll buy a Chris Rock ticket.
Yeah, you will.
But I don't think Chris Rock not selling out before he got slapped by Will Smith.
What do you mean selling out? What do you mean by that?
You're saying like Chris Rock sells out. Chris
Selling
Rock
out.
sells out. Like what?
Tour.
Oh, you mean the
Selling out tickets.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm
He's Chris Rock. He's a hero.
I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm
Goddamn
sure he's
American
doing.
hero.
I don't
he's
know
doing
how
just
true
fine.
that is. No, Chris Rock's a legend, dude. Chris Rock's just as much of a legend as Will Smith is. That's why it's hilarious. That was like, at first I thought he punched him because of how like much Chris Rock moved. Like Will Smith's a big motherfucker though, so he just fucking Him slapping.
Also, like if you slow it down, you see Chris Rock. He goes with it, and then in my eyes, he's about a second and a half from squaring up, half a second from squaring
that
up.
would have been awesome.
You see his hands, his hands go into fists, and then Will turns away, and then he kind of just was like, all right. Okay.
He knew better than to react.
Ooh, yeah, but it looked like to me, if Will had done anything else, he would have done something. He would have done something.
Imagine Chris Rock just countered with a fucking right, caught Will Smith right here. Will Smith has dropped to the ground. That would have been the best thing.
Will Smith looks like he's got a weak fucking chin. I'll tell you that much.
I tell you what, if Chris Rock knocked Will Smith out in that moment, Chris Rock would be American hero.
He would have won, and nobody would have been mad. Nobody would have been mad.
Yo, I would have.
Jada would have been happy.
All right. Well, that's the perfect way to end that. There's nothing to top that statement right there. So yeah.
Christian Bale, Marky Mark, Amy Adams, and Conan O'Brien's sister was in this movie.
Really? Which one of the weird sisters was she?
One of the fucking
Right,
sisters.
Of course, one of the weird sisters.
One of the fucking sisters. Oh, man. I hated those sisters.
I knew you would hate those sisters.
It was like a love hate. Like you hate them, but like when they're on the screen, you're like they're like a comic relief to the movie.
Bro, when they would talk shit, they would talk shit to Amy Adams and she would talk shit back, that made me smile.
That was my favorite scene. My favorite scene. Well, my favorite scene is when he's looking for his fucking. Where's the car, boo boo? That was my favorite scene. But when the Alice and the girls go to his house and they're like, come down here, and they start fucking fighting, and then my favorite part is when the dad pulls up, he looks around, sees what's going on, pops it in reverse, and just takes off.
Yeah,
there was some definitely good comedy moments in this movie.
Yeah, it felt very real.
Yeah, for sure.
It was real. It was a real story. It
it's
seemed realistic. It seemed like they stuck. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. I looked into it a little bit. It seemed like they stuck to the facts pretty closely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from what it seemed, definitely.
Yeah, I think the only thing they changed from what I know would be like just some fights in the timeline of how they happened just for the movie type of thing. Sure. That's it though. Otherwise, yeah, everything that happened.
Like he got his hand broken technically before the first fight we saw, right?
I don't know.
I read that in there. I looked I looked at something that was like,
yeah, I'm sure like some sequence of events were changed. Some scenes were obviously dramatized.
You know what I looked up? I was like, did this guy really get his hand fucking smashed by a cop? And I was looking it up, and I mean everything says like, yeah, I mean, they not only that, they basically were like did it on purpose because they knew he was about to fight.
Yeah. David O. Russell said in the commentary, he's like, did it happen? Maybe not, but in the fucking movie, it had to happen. That was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah,
sure.
That cop part.
Yeah, because it made so much sense of the story. Like they would do that because he's got a fight coming up. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to do.
I read. Oh, I didn't hear him say that, but I did read that was that happened at least. At least he broke his hand in a police altercation because that's basically he was saying. It was like people say it happened, some people say it didn't happen. There was no way of proving it happened. Just something happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. You know that? Why would they tell lies? Look, like Dickie seems like a super honest dude. Dude, Christian Bale was so fucking good though. Christian Bale almost outweighed how bad Marky Mark is at acting. Marky Mark is the worst actor in history, and I've said that a million times. No, he's horrible, Jake. I thought you were my mom too. He's bad. I wrote down lines. I also wrote down lines of how like I just can't do it anymore. Melissa Leo is also an Oscar for this movie because she was pretty great. Who is that? The mom? The mom, yeah. She was good. She was believable. She was annoying as fuck.
Yeah, he was definitely annoying. Too. Mark Wahlberg was definitely too pretty for that town and that like family. Yeah. Did you? Because they all were uglied up real hard. Even Bale looked terrible. And yeah, Mark Wahlberg, he was a crackhead. But he played it so well. Of course, like the best. Physically, like he fucking. Where's the car, boo boo? Yeah, he was so funny. Where'd you park the car? I know you parked the car. And oh man, he's like, all right, I'm gonna everything about. I'm gonna run. I gotta get some run work in. And he goes, oh, he's a good runner. He's a hell of a runner.
That was great.
Oh my
What we have to
gosh.
talk about off the bat too is this. So David O. Russell, the director, he kind of got banished from Hollywood for a few years before this movie because he like yelled at Lily Tomlin like on a set, and he called her like a cunt, and he screamed at her and like did all this crazy
Who's
shit.
Lily Tomlin?
She's an actress in the movie he was directing, I Heart Huckabees. And listen, I'm not saying
She's an actress.
I'm not saying that what he did was right, and I'm not saying what she did was right. I'm not saying anybody was right or wrong, but
Is
like
she a
the shit
cunt?
that I don't know.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the shit that he got caught saying was like damned him for a while, and this was like back.
What
in
did
the
he
day.
say?
This
Repeat
was, like,
it word for word.
I think he called. I don't know what he said word for word, but I've listened to it once, like back when it happened.
Yeah,
It
he was
happened in,
definitely
like,
screaming.
2006.
There was a
It's
big
recorded?
argument. It
Yeah,
is.
it's on YouTube.
There's a
It's on
clip of
YouTube.
it.
It's worse than Christian Bale screaming.
It's pretty
It's on
close.
par.
It's on par with that.
Yeah,
That's
it's on
probably
par.
why they're in so many movies together. They get along. They respect the craft so much. Like, yeah, we'll go
both-
off if you fuck with it.
They both have anger
Tomlin
issues.
is an asshole.
Yes.
How do you know that?
I worked
Yeah, how
with
do
her
you know?
once, and
What?
she
Yeah,
walked
you
on
know
set.
Lily Tomlin?
What'd she do to you?
She walked on set, immediately started criticizing us. Like
Who's
immediately.
You specifically?
What was your title on this particular show? You director?
I was not the director. I was the swing, Genie Swing.
So she was like,
So
all the
you're
lights in this
lighting.
place suck.
Kind of. She looked around. She looks around and she's like, "Oh, this is your setup."
Oh, really?
Kind of like that. Like kind of gave it. Like
She criticized the placement of your lights, Jake.
The placement or like the size and scale of it?
She looked at it like almost like dismissively, and then she criticized like the camera angles. That wasn't my bit, of course. I wasn't the camera guy, but she was immediately like criticizing where the cameras were, and that was just off the bat. Was just like,
That's interesting.
She just walks. She just literally just walks right in and starts talking shit to us. Like barely anything happened. It was very weird.
Yeah, but you don't know what she went through that day.
I don't.
Maybe
but
her boyfriend broke up with her.
She was still an asshole to us, and so she was probably an asshole
Is
to.
Is Lily Tomlin a billion years old?
Yeah, she's old.
She's real old. She was older. This shit
Fuck
happened.
Lily Tomlin, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Born September 1st, 1939.
That day and that
Boy,
day when
throw a death in there real quick. Just parenthesize that shit. Wait for it. It's coming soon.
The day when she walked on set, I immediately thought of David O. Russell. I'm like, I get it now. I get it. And then ever since, I mean, I've always liked David O. Russell. I mean, not always. I Heart Huckabees was kind of what got me into him. I really liked that movie.
Three Kings was what I liked.
Yeah, and this was the follow up to Huckabees, and it was like 6 years later. So you're right. There was like
he went to like
moment.
director jail for a little while, and then he got to direct this movie. And
I also read he diddled his niece. Is that true?
What? I never heard that.
Oh yeah.
Are you fucking fake newsing it up right now?
I'm not fake newsing, dude.
Bro, you fake newsing, bro?
I'm not fake newsing.
You gotta prove it. Fucking works cited page.
I'm on Wikipedia. Dude. This is
Wikipedia. That's all shit you probably typed last night to support this.
That's why I delayed the podcast. Wait till they see this shit on Wikipedia. December 11th, Russell's 19-year-old transgender niece, Nicole, I mean, we don't need to know names, alleged that Russell had sexually assaulted her. It goes into detail. I'm not going to go into that, but I thought that's why he went to director jail.
What year was this?
2011.
Wow.
So that was right after this. That's weird.
I didn't know anything about that.
He stayed
right after this.
He continued. He was like, that was like his
comeback.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie was his comeback.
Yeah, this got a bunch of Oscar attention. It won 2 Oscars for the acting. And then right after that, it was Silver Linings Playbook, same deal, bunch of Oscar attention. Right after that was American Hustle.
Yeah.
And that was that was his hot streak right there.
Yeah.
And then Joy wasn't very good. And then I don't think he's done anything since Joy. I think something's coming out this year, right?
I think so.
There was a movie called Accidental Love that was originally going to be called Nailed that he started making in 2008. So that would have been between Huckabees and this movie. But it was so bad, he just quit the project. And didn't it without being finished, and they somehow released a version of it in 2015, and I saw it. It was real fucking bad.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
I'm looking at Jake Gyllenhaal, Jessica Biel.
Yep. It was just fucked. It was like the tone was really fucking bad. Like it was like sometimes it was
You watched
slapstick. Yeah, I did, but I don't even know if I finished it. It was real hard to watch. It was real
movie.
bad. No, I did not. I loved Huckabee, so I was actually I remember looking forward to seeing this movie or it coming out because I remember reading about it, but then it never surfaced because.
So he's credited as Stephen Green instead of David O. Russell on the movie.
Stevie Green.
Stephen Green.
Steve-O Green.
Weird.
Steve
But he's made all
Canterbury Glass is what's coming out this year, 2022.
I think it's like an old timey detective movie or something.
That sounds
fun. The new one?
Yeah, I know it's got Christian Bale and John David Washington as the main characters.
Christian Bale, John David Washington, Margot Robbie, Chris Rock, Rami Malek, Zoe Saldana, Anya Taylor-Joy, Michael Shannon, Taylor Swift, Timothy Olyphant. Is this fucking joke?
He pulls together some good cast, man. Have you seen American Hustle?
He's a pretty well-respected director.
Yeah, I've seen American Hustle.
That's got a crazy cast.
I mean, at the end of the day, to me, Three Kings and Silver Linings are his best movies.
Silver Linings is really good.
I never saw Silver Linings.
That's a
Playbook?
Movie. Yeah.
Yep, Silver Linings Playbook. Oh. It was kind of between this and that for which one I wanted to choose.
That would have been a better pick.
Well, you say that, but then you would have just made fun of the guy for having mental health issues and called him a puss.
No, it wouldn't have.
Is he a puss though?
No, he had mental. No, he was just traumatized.
Who?
The main character.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. Bradley Cooper is fucking puss.
No, I don't know. I wanted to. We haven't done a boxing movie, so
that's kind of a boxer.
No, this was the boxing movie, The Fighter. That's kind of why I chose The Fighter over Silver Linings. It was between
thanks.
The two.
Of all the boxing movies of all time, it's probably the fourth best.
Well,
top three, probably.
Top three,
4. That's
that's true. It's pretty close.
I mean, all the Rocky movies.
But the only one that's really worth saying best has got to be the first one. The first one's the best one for sure.
Rocky is great. Rocky 4 is dope.
Like that's an enjoyable one. Yeah.
Is this the most realistic when it comes to the actual boxing?
This one, I think
real.
so. In like what you were saying about like the fighting, it feels more authentic than other boxing movies did, probably because it was somewhat realistic in the sense they were sparring.
I knew that they shot video. Yeah, I knew that they shot it with the same cameras and like the crew. I didn't know that they used the actual crew. That's pretty cool.
So Mark Wahlberg has like all the pull in the world because he's Mark Wahlberg, and
he's like, hey, come on, guys.
Well, also he's from this town. He's from Massachusetts, so like he grew up like in the streets like these fucking kids, and he was like, yeah, dude, he like really spearheaded the movie.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna be you.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and what other directors were attached before? I think he was trying to get Scorsese to do it. I think he was trying to get Aronofsky
was attached to it. Aronofsky's an EP on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this was still good. I think he did a good job with this. David Russell did a good job.
Yeah, this was a great movie. Yeah. Like it's put together well. Like his camera work is always super interesting. The way he gets like the emotion out of the actors is pretty great. Like he works with great actors. Like Christian Bale and him are probably a perfect match because they're both probably just a little bit fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like Christian Bale, out of all the Christian Bale parts, like he's played in great in every single movie he's ever been in, but this is probably his best role.
Yeah. After watching this again, I have to agree.
So good.
He's so damn good.
Yeah.
And people say it's like, it's beyond just losing weight for this. It's just physically.
He's just a different person.
Yeah, and his just the body, his movements, everything about that character.
He nailed the character.
Yeah, he nailed it.
He nailed the character. I mean, just based on the end footage alone, when it showed them all together, or when it showed the original guys. But if you look up that dude, I mean, he nailed the character. He nailed it more than anybody else.
Yeah. All right. So what happens in this movie, Jake?
The movie opens with an interview of Dickie Eklund, played by Christian Bale. He's talking about his boxing career. It's in the setting of like a documentary. And then he introduces his brother, Micky Ward, played by Mark Wahlberg. It kind of starts with them. It looks like
my brother. I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was very cocky guy, but very brotherly. So kind of goes into this. It kind of plays as if at first that the HBO is making a documentary about Dickie and his comeback, when we later find out that's not the case. But
comeback in boxing.
Yeah, comeback in boxing.
The whole beginning is him bragging about how HBO they're following him around. Like that doesn't break. They don't let. I didn't know that. I mean, I feel like I've seen this movie. I didn't remember that was the case until quite little. Was it not halfway through the movie that we figured that out, or was it earlier on?
It's a little later that they pretty much reveal it, because it's all kind of through Dickie's perspective for a long time until like the directors start actually talking about it. Oh, this movie's about crack, and it's kind of just sort of set in passing a little bit, but it is.
What's the name of your documentary again? And that's when you hear it.
Yeah, it's like it was called like Life on Crack Street or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like certainly not about Dickie. Dickie's just one of the characters in the movie. It's about him. It's about his friend Boo Boo, and then I think just like those guys, that crack house essentially that Dickie hangs out in all day.
You're just seeing it from their perspective. You're just seeing it from the Dickie and his family, the way they're looking at it. They're like, oh shit, he's gonna follow us around. We're gonna be fucking is it comeback? You know what I mean? Like Dickie's delusional. He's a fucking. On the end of the day, he's a talented guy who became a fucking loser. So he'll believe anything.
Certainly.
Yeah, he did.
And then the crack doesn't help that like sense of grandeur, of course. So
yeah, this dude became like a fucking drug. Then he got better, so it's awesome. Like he obviously he reformed his life.
So hold on.
In this movie, like,
it starts with them talking to the documentary crew. Then we come to meet his brother, who's a boxer, who's coming up to a big fight that we're thinking he's gonna win. He's been losing for a while, and the big thing is Dickie's his coach. Dickie's coach, and he just ain't showing up because he likes crack.
Yes,
and hey,
it's true.
Who doesn't?
I personally don't.
I've never smoked crack the way they were doing it. I've never smoked crack at all.
Good cover. I mean,
I don't know. I'm just saying it may. Schwartz smoke crack right now. It may be great. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's probably fun, but not worth it.
Remember the scene? My favorite scene. I mean, there's great scenes in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, smoke crack with me, bro. Let's go running.
That kind of made me want to smoke crack. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
The thing about Wolf of Wall Street that's so funny is this: no one ever just says no. No one's ever like, "Nah, I probably shouldn't do that." Everyone's just like, "Yeah, let's do it." Like that's my favorite part.
Fucking 80s, bro.
Free Will, dude.
Free Willy
all day, bro.
1992.
Free Willy 2, Fern Gully.
Have you seen Free Willy?
Of course, I've seen Free Willy. Michael Madsen was the dad.
Jake.
Yes.
Yo, we're not gonna watch
a child.
Free Willy, dude.
I haven't seen it since I was a child.
Watch Free Willy.
What do you mean we're not gonna watch Free Willy?
I remember
Michael Jackson wrote a song for Free Willy.
Michael Jackson also raped children.
Raped allegedly.
Michael Jackson's dead.
Yeah,
he paid for his crimes.
Because he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Well, what's heaven like though? For Michael Jackson.
You think he's in heaven? You think he's so rich that he went to heaven anyway?
Oh yeah, good point.
I hope that if South Park ever goes back to hell in their movies, in their show, that Michael Jackson's there. That'd be awesome.
Michael Jackson is Satan.
He's just hanging out with Satan like Saddam used to.
Oh yeah, they're bee buddies.
Remember when Satan wanted a Ferrari cake for his birthday?
The super sweet 16.
Super sweet Ferrari cake.
You got an Acura cake instead. This isn't the car I wanted. All right. So anyway, the fighter. So we meet Marky Mark. Go ahead.
Yep.
Marky Mark's Mickey.
Mickey.
Irish Micky Ward.
Irish Micky Ward. They got different fathers.
Yo, that scene was great.
And they got like 8 sisters. No, I think
Molly, Polly, Wally, Golly, Sholly, Folly,
Beaver. So I think Conan O'Brien's sister
this is Red
was
Dog.
Beaver.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Red Dog. Yeah, but don't call him that, MTV girl.
Yeah, they didn't like her. Boy, Amy Adams, pretty girl.
Yeah, pretty well.
Her role was awesome.
She still played trashy well. She was great. She was still trashy enough. But she did a really good job.
She was awesome because she didn't give a fuck. She did her own thing. She didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. I like her.
She speaks to aliens.
She was wild.
Yeah, dude. She saved the Earth and managed to live a life with her daughter in her memories. Good for her.
What?
She got
Arrival, dude. Ever seen it?
I don't really remember how that goes.
You just made it. You just referenced it.
I did. I know she talks to aliens with circle talk.
Anyway, Amy Adams.
I don't know the end of it. Spoiler. I saw the preview.
Did you watch that movie?
No.
That's a great movie.
Should we watch it?
Arrival.
We did Prisoners already.
Denis Villeneuve.
Have you guys seen Free Willy?
Yeah.
All right, Jake. Keep going. Irish Micky Ward. What's he doing besides eating fucking kraut?
Fucking smoking crack and fighting, dog.
No. That's the other guy.
How many times does Christian Bale jump out of a window in this movie?
I think twice.
In the movie, twice.
3 times.
I can only think of twice.
All right. What happens, Jake?
So Christian Bale's smoking crack, and then he's like, yeah, my brother's going to be the best fighter ever. And they're like, shouldn't you be training him? And he's just like, yeah, that's not till 9 o'clock. And they're like, Dickie, it's 11:45. And he's like, 11:45. And then they run downstairs, and it's like, where's the car? Where's the car, boo-boo?
Where'd you park the car, boo-boo?
He goes, where the fuck you put the car, boo-boo?
Okay, I gotta run. And then he runs to the gym. Trains Mickey.
Takes over for O'Keefe, played by himself.
Yep, the cop. And then
he's a local guy, a trainer and cop.
Yep. Also, his dad's there.
Probably dead now.
His dad's a funny character, or Mickey's dad is at least a funny character.
Mickey's dad, yeah, Mickey's dad is hilarious.
Yeah,
he's just him and the wife's relationship. Him and Mickey's mom's relationship is so funny to me. It's like she's the alpha, which is the funny part. She runs that shit. It's like Anthony and Jillian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's out. She wears the pants in the house. I barely leave this room.
Anthony has a checklist that he has to complete every day.
It's right here.
Anyway.
So after I don't know, what is that? That's the first training session. Then we meet Amy Adams. She works at a bar.
His dad introduces him. His dad's like, "Hey, Mick, you should fucking peep this bartender.
Check that ass out."
Yeah. She's like, "Your dad stares at my ass, but at least he tips me good."
Talks to me.
Yeah, talks to me.
Who cares? They meet in the bar.
Obviously, they fall in love immediately, and then
he stands up for. He stands up for her. He rough and toughs a guy for her. You know.
Of course, that was
respect.
He Will Smith's a guy for her.
Treat her with respect.
That was very like
keep a bartender's name out your fucking mouth.
That was like a trashy Goodwill Hunting scene. He's just like, I got a number.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
All like cheerful about it.
He should have said, "How do you like them apples?"
Bounces.
You should have said, "How do you like them apples?" That'd have been amazing.
That's what they say in Boston. Oh, that's not really Boston.
So funny though. Imagine you referenced Goodwill Hunting in that movie. That'd been hilarious.
He's just like, that's what we say here. We say that by the docks. We say that over here by the hook and ladder.
The one guy goes, Goodwill Hunting.
It's like 1995 in the movie. They're like, doesn't come out for 2 more years. He's like, yeah, I know. I time travel too. You ever seen The Martian? Wait, that's a.
What year did this start?
Long actor.
I know it ended around 2005 or 2006, right?
I think it was 95 and it ended around 2003, something like that.
I think his fight with like Little Nero or whatever the guy's name was in London. I think that was like 2005. I thought
he fought Arturo Gatti a few times.
That was after. That's the sequel that didn't happen.
Okay. I thought they said he retired in 2005.
Okay. Copy you. So it's probably like 2003. Retires 2000.
Because then he had like 3 good fights after that or something like that.
Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he was already in his 30s, so I don't know.
Did he make some cash?
Yeah, he said he got up to like a 7-figure payday and he could retire. Those were like the ending graphics.
Did he?
Million.
They were supposed to make a sequel.
Were the movie?
They were supposed to make a sequel to this of the 3 fights that he fought this Arturo dude.
I don't think anyone would have cared about that.
I don't think I would have.
That's why they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Is Christian Bale the tweaker in it? No, he has died by this point. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't care.
Well, I guess I don't know if he's still alive, but as of 2010, he was still like
he was at the
boxing and
Oscars when Christian Bale won the Oscar. He like came up there with him.
Oh,
So
really?
I wonder if Dickie Eklund is alive.
Oh, I'm sure he's
today.
alive. That was a joke.
I mean, that was 12 years ago, and he was pretty beat up. So maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of a crackhead. Oh, he's
kind
still
of a crackhead.
alive.
Yeah,
64 years old.
He's probably still doing crack.
Good for him. I'm glad he's alive.
65 doing crack, no problem.
No, I think he's been clean for a while.
Yeah. It's interesting that the character's like claim to fame was like was Sugar Ray Leonard.
Evil on him, Ricky Bobby.
What are you saying, Jake?
I was saying it's interesting that the character's like claim to fame was like tripping Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah.
You knocked him down, dude.
He knocked him down.
Don't take credit where credit's due.
He knew what happened.
Sugar Ray fell down during the boxing match. He may have stepped on his foot.
Allegedly.
He may have stepped on his foot and pushed him.
Maybe.
Which I think is what he did.
Dickie Eklund, pride of Lowell.
So
I would do crack too.
Like it looks fun in the movies. You can jump on windows. Good time.
This is the thing. Living in that place in that city, like it's just
why not?
It got the mood. The mood is there. The crack mood is just flowing.
I'm in a crack mood.
Yeah. All right.
Huh?
So where are we in the storyline of the movie?
So we meet all the main characters. They go to the fight that they're kind of prepping for
in Atlantic City.
The only problem is the dude that Mickey's been training to fight. He has to drop out for some reason, and then he's replaced.
He got the flu.
He got the flu, so he's replaced by this like heavyweight dude that just got out of prison. They're telling him that he's fat. And
just
he's
got
like
off the
lazy.
couch.
Yeah. So this guy beats the shit out of Mickey when Mickey would have been more prepared for the other guy he was going to fight. And of course, Mickey loses again. People keep calling him a stepping stone because he keeps losing, and people keep just going up, and he keeps going down. And then he goes back to town. He's
at one point, he goes, "I'm the one fighting, okay? Not you, and not you."
I remember that. Listen, Marky Mark has been bad since he started. He's good in certain roles. He's great in comedy.
Guys.
In comedy for everything, Pain and Gain comedy, him delivering funny lines, him being funny. Ted, great. He's awesome in those movies. Movies where you don't have to take him seriously. But when you take him seriously as an actor and he's around an actor like Christian Bale, he just doesn't shine.
You know what's a funny thing about Mark Wahlberg? He's the only guy that got nominated for an Oscar in The Departed.
That's because he played himself 10 years before he made The Departed.
I just found that humorous that he got nominated over Nicholson, Baldwin, all those guys, like any of those dudes.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, DiCaprio. I mean,
Baldwin actually killed the guy.
Yeah, Baldwin killed the guy. Any of those dudes. It's just funny that Wahlberg got nominated for that and not this. I guess not this movie is not surprising that he didn't get nominated for this movie, but all the other main actors around him.
You know what movie I liked Mark Wahlberg in? That was a serious movie that I liked because he played totally against character.
The Happening.
We Own the Night. In We Own the Night, he doesn't play a tough guy. He plays a guy who kind of is vulnerable and he goes through some shit. And I thought he was really good in that. I thought he was really.
He's still kind of the same guy though. He's still a cop.
Yeah, but he's like he plays somebody where you believe him, where you're like, oh man, this could be a cop doing this. Like in no other movie I ever think that. Like
he was quiet.
Do I think he could be a boxer? Sure, because he's in great peak physical condition, so he's kind of good in this movie.
Without a shirt on.
Like he's good enough to make this movie still be a good movie. But like if Christian Bale wasn't in this movie, then I don't know.
Who would you pick if you could instead of Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg to play this part? Oof.
Childish Gambino.
That's it. Nailed it. Jake Gyllenhaal was in a boxing movie, wasn't he?
Jake Gyllenhaal would have been a good pick. You know who would be? Joel Egerton. Joel Egerton.
Joel Egerton.
Tom Hardy. Where Joel Egerton is Tom that? Hardy in a Different Brothers boxing movie.
Yeah,
Tom Hardy
would have been good too.
Weren't they in a movie together about
They were
Boxer
called
Brothers?
Warrior. They were the UFC fighters.
Oh, that's right. They're
Joel Egerton is.
Was that good? I haven't seen that.
Good,
is that Elton John?
No, that's
No,
Taron something.
Taron Egerton.
No, he's the dude.
Yeah.
He's in so many movies.
So many movies.
He's in a lot of movies.
Tell me one.
Midnight Special.
Yeah, he's Midnight Special. He's the guy, the cop who's traveling with them.
Yeah. You would know him if you saw him.
You know if you saw him right away. Look it up.
Show me a picture, dude.
You got Google right in front of you, you idiot.
Who? Joel who now?
Joel Egerton.
He's Australian, mate.
He's cool.
So him.
I watched one of his movies recently called The Gift.
Yeah, he directed that movie.
That was a weird one. Yeah, he directed it.
Kind of looks like a fit Ricky Gervais.
Right.
Kinda. Now that I think about it, he kind of does. He's a great actor. He's been in a lot of good things.
I could see him beating up somebody with in the boxing ring situation.
My next pick is actually by the director of that fighting movie you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, just FYI. But let's get through this movie.
FYI. Okay. So after he loses to that one dude, he's all sad and ashamed, and then he blows off Amy Adams, and Amy Adams is all badass and all confrontational. She goes up to his house like, "Tell me why you didn't call me." And then she's like, "All right." And then he comes out and he looks out the drapes or blinds or whatever, and then they shake, and she's like, I see the curtain shaking. It was a funny scene. And then and then she basically just makes him go out on a date, and then he just does it.
I literally see you right there.
He's up in the thing.
See you.
The interactions between characters.
She was a great character. She kind of
is a phenomenal actor.
Stole this movie. Like Melissa Leo was so good that you kind of just like give it to her, but like Christian Bale and Amy Adams stole this movie.
I didn't give Melissa.
She won the Oscar.
Yeah,
she was cool. Oscars are a joke.
She was great.
We saw that the other day.
Oscars are a joke, and it was proven 2 nights ago.
Indeed it was.
Melissa Leo was really good, but
she wasn't.
Amy Adams and Christian Bale stole this movie.
Melissa Leo,
top 14 Melissa Leo movies.
And Christian Bale were both such awful people. They played such awful human beings very well. Schwartz, you're chipping out again.
Do it one more time. You broke up.
Say it again, dog.
I can't. It's already done once. I can't do it again.
All right. Can if you try, but
Likely story.
He's like, yeah, I love horrible people.
Continue, Jake, with this biographical sports drama.
They start dating.
Wait, we didn't even talk about the sisters at all either, though. Like, so we meet Dickie. We meet Dickie. Not really though. Like,
tell me about the sisters.
They're crazy. They're just these crazy ladies who like to fight and talk shit, and they live a life of like super, like everything's about family in this movie. Everything is about like the way you interact with family. Like all these families like stick together. Like all these East Coast fucking movies are about these families. These really, really prideful families. You know what I mean? Everybody sticks together and gets in their own bullshit. Everybody's too fucking nosy.
Yeah, I mean that's almost the main plot point of the movie is his family was essentially holding him down.
Yeah,
that was the big part, and it was his struggle to kind of have to cope with that, move past that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what else happens?
Stop screaming at me.
That family stuff. So after he started dating Amy Adams, then they meet the family, and then Amy Adams wants to help him succeed, and she knows that I kind of missed the part where there was a guy who his father introduced him to at that fight that he lost that was offering to pay him to go train in Vegas, and he would have been like paid throughout the year to train for the full year. And that would have obviously been good for his career. But the only people that didn't want him to do it were his mother and his brother.
It's like Mr. Schwartz trying to take Dalton to Italy.
What?
Schwartz.
Oh, gotcha. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
we ever heard of it?
You ever heard of it? I didn't know what you were talking about at first.
You ever heard of it?
I do now.
Go on. Go on. You're killing it so far.
Radio Goo Goo. Radio Gaga.
Just threw me off with your Lady Gaga singing. What was that?
Dude, you guys ever done a podcast? Let's go. We've only done 96 of these.
Is this what number is this?
I don't know, 94 maybe.
So what happens? He says no. He says because if you come to Vegas, you got to leave Dickie behind, and then he goes
and your mother,
like, and
your
your
weird
fucking
ass mother,
stupid ass mother. He goes back, and they're like, "Yo, if I go to Vegas," he goes, "but if I go to Vegas, I can't take Dickie. That's all I gotta do." And they're like, "Okay, but why? Why do you want to go there without your family? What are you gonna do?" So they talk him out of it. They keep training him. He breaks his hand because of Dickie. Dickie does a bunch more drugs, jumps out of at least 3 windows. That was a good scene when he jumped out of a window and his dad tackled him. He knocks.
Yeah, that was out. Before the first major fight.
Yeah,
they're on the way to the airport, and then he was doing. Obviously, he was smoking crack, and then running away from his mother, and his dad tackled him down, pulled him off the fence. That shit was funny. What is happening? I hear strange noises and Schwartz. It sounds like it looks like an alien right now.
And then he says the funniest fucking part.
Damn it! What did you just say?
What happened?
You just wildly sounded like it's weird skipping alien.
You broke up, but it sounded like you said something hilarious.
All I said was the dad got punched in the face.
Oh yeah.
And then Mark Wahlberg's like, "You come running here like a fucking rhino, and you get fucking taken to the ground." He's like, "What the fuck you thinking?"
Yeah.
Alice, come grab your husband.
The mom doesn't give a shit about the husband.
No, she doesn't give a shit. Your husband's on the ground over here. You come over here. He says, "You come over here like a silverback gorilla." What were you thinking?
Yeah, that's what he said.
That guy seems like such a reasonable guy, and he has to deal with all that bullshit of that.
Yeah,
family.
he's a good guy. The dad's a good dude.
Yeah, because he was the only one like encouraging Dickie or Mickey to do better with the fighting, and he was like trying to find his way out, and the rest of the family is like, "You can't do that. You can't leave, Ma. What are you gonna do without your mother?"
Yeah,
Thrive.
Exactly. So instead, Dickie then manipulates him into being like, "Oh, what if I pay you? I'll get the money. No problem. Done." And then he starts fucking just basically robbing people, and that end leads up to him getting arrested, and then that leads up to
robbing
him getting
people with a prostitution ring.
Yeah.
Pretty elaborate situation he's got going on.
Oh yeah. Just a lot. Well, a few things. He was trying to do a pyramid scheme for a little while for some weird investment that I wasn't really clear on. And then,
what was that?
And then he was like
just
tricking
trying
people
to convince
like,
people to give him $2,000. That's all he was trying to do.
And then 10 people give you $10,000, and then like, what?
I've tried that. It doesn't work.
Yeah. It's like, that dude's like, "No, you just hate Cambodian people. You give me $2,000. How about you give me $2,000? It's like, no. Yeah, so that leads to him getting arrested, and that leads to Mickey essentially going and trying to like fight some cops, and the cops, that's when we talked about earlier, pounding his hand against the car with the old baton. So now Mickey has a broken hand. We got Dickie in jail. Sad moment of the movie.
Sad, dude. I was crying.
Yeah. So we gotta wait for
he was like,
Dickie to
"But
heal
my
up."
hand.
So Dickie heals up, or Mickey heals up. Dickie's in jail, and then he starts getting serious about the fighting. He starts winning, right? Is that when he starts the winning streak?
Does he? Yeah. Well, he only loses the first fight, I think, and then he starts winning from that point on.
Yeah.
Irish Micky Ward, Pride of Lowell,
dude. I didn't really. I thought it was gonna be like I don't know. It's a true story, so it's like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Good movie.
What do you mean? What are you gonna do? So you didn't enjoy this movie?
I enjoyed it. I didn't. I wasn't on a roller coaster of emotions with this movie. It was just kind of. He's like, the first fight was a shitty one, and that was like the build to him. I guess the more the drama was the family stuff.
Yeah, it was the family stuff over the sports for sure.
I guess.
Because it wasn't really. It was a very
care though
formulaic for a sports movie. It was very formulaic for just like any it's very simple. It's a very simple, straightforward story. It's like a rags to riches tale in a way.
And that's probably
No,
why
it's
they
all
went
there.
above and beyond to make the fight scenes cool.
Yeah, I think
Because
using
it
like
is
that
so
doc style
simple
footage was
shit.
cool. The fight scene footage was cool. That added a little flair to it.
And I watched the fight, the real fight, the last one in London, and all the commentary is exactly the same.
Yeah. I'm sure they like edited. It seemed like they were editing in like video clips as well from the actual fight, and then cutting in with the
relax.
actual with the footage they shot there.
I thought that was cool. That was the best. Yeah. That's probably that and Christian Bale. Those are like kind of the standouts of what makes this movie.
Yeah, they were character, like these movies are based around strong characters, like the Christian Bale, Amy Adams, the mom, Miss Leo. They were all characters that like all stand out in their own way, and they all fucking like transformed into those people, honestly, because like all those people don't even really look like that in real life, like at all either.
No, they're all pictures of them. Not. This is they're all very attractive in the movie.
Well, except the sisters.
What, you don't like sisters? You don't like redheads?
I don't think Melissa Leo is attractive. She's just like trashy.
You don't like trashy?
No, they really trashed everyone up real good.
I'm not really in the trashy.
I don't know. Marky Mark didn't look trashy.
He didn't.
Well, Marky Mark was the only normal one.
Right.
Maybe Charlemagne didn't look trashy.
Charlene. She kind of did though, and
she
had a touch of trash
trashy
to her.
in a good way. She had that little sprinkle of trash, you know.
Yeah, she'll beat the fuck out of you, but
you know, she was wild. She was an MTV girl.
Don't call me skank.
She's an MTV girl.
Call me MTV girl.
Don't call me skank.
She's in a three-way. She likes other girls. What are you doing?
Oh, this is the best part.
Oh.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Don't call me skank.
Don't call me skank. I think that's Conan O'Brien's sister.
Beats the shit out of her, dude. She takes
her
down.
Boom.
Ooh, boof.
You know, she's been around the boxing ring. There's always someone walking the dog.
People. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a fucking.
What's wrong with these sisters? You don't find these attractive? You don't find them attractive, Jake? Look at her. What about look at all of their hair individually? I love them.
Oh, this
one of them. Yeah, this is the best part.
He's like, nope. No.
Oh shit.
Pulls up. Gets back in his car and backs the hell out.
Oh god,
wow, look at those! Look at that girl's hair, dude.
She's just as delusional.
Oh my god! All 8 of them in one car.
She's just as delusional as Dickie.
For sure.
The scene between Amy Adams and Christian Bale when they basically just like in front of each other on the porch is pretty good. That's a great scene. It was
the end.
The funniest part was
right
the buzzer.
There, the next one, 7-7.
He kept buzzing, and she just kept yelling obscenities at her the whole time. Right before he was trying to buzz in.
I can't go before this. I'm limited to what we have. There's another.
Turn the sound on.
Another dog walker. It's a good scene. But this is the end. We haven't gotten to the end yet.
That's true.
No.
All right. Keep going.
Keep going.
We're getting there. Yeah. So he goes on a winning streak. Basically, kind of starts winning. He is getting trained by other people, but he's always took Dickie's advice as a big part with his like fighting style.
Head body.
Head body. It's all in the body. So yeah, eventually Dickie gets out of jail. They kind of fight and whatnot. They get into it, but somehow Dickie ends up leading Dickie to try to like make everything right. He kind of points out the fact that it was his advice that kind of made him win the big fights. Like it led to a big fight on HBO.
Well, right? also he gets his hand broken in the scuffle where Dickie goes to jail.
Right. Yeah. No, we definitely already said that.
But that's what happens at this point, isn't it? And like this point in the story right here.
No, that was before he went to jail.
Oh, I thought that's when Dickie went to jail. Was that?
But we already went past that.
Oh.
And after he healed up, that's when he went on the winning streak. but Dickie was already in jail when he went on that winning streak. And that led him to get to that HBO fight because he started training with the other people. And
he won like three. I think he won like three fights in a row.
Yeah,
right?
he won like 3. Yeah, something like that. Well, I think maybe even more than that. He won quite a few.
Okay.
And that led to like the big HBO fight. And as he was visiting Dickie, he told him about that, and Dickie told him how to how to fight this guy.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, I think that's when Dickie got out.
Yeah, and he gets offered the title fight.
Yeah, he gets offered the title fight.
Yeah.
And after a scuffle between the two brothers, yeah,
I went to pee for like 2 minutes.
I just breezed past. It was essentially like a montage of winning streaks. That's all it really was. That's all you missed. This movie
falling in love.
This movie had quite a few montages.
Charlene and him.
It's a boxing movie.
Charlene and him are definitely their little love connection.
LLC, dude.
Yeah, dude, they like each other. They're in it to win it.
They got to LLC file that shit.
No, she found him. She was able to pull him out of the shitty situation, help him out, and yada yada yada. One of those love stories.
Yeah. She happens to be super fucking gorgeously hot too.
And he became a better man.
Amy Adams.
I don't know what does a real Charlene look like.
I don't know.
She ain't Amy Adams.
Nah. Makes you wonder.
Charlemagne Ward.
So they make him. Dickie essentially makes amends with them all.
What's amends?
Apologizes, brings them together. Amends.
What's this word apology?
Amending, fixes the relationship. There we go. Dickie attempts to fix the relationship. He knows he's going to be.
There's a lot of good acting you're brushing over here. I mean, I guess you're not brushing over story because you are telling the story, but this is all based around these great characters interacting with each other too as these things are going on.
Should I describe the scene we just watched on?
Yeah, describe the screen.
Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah,
you
describe
want me
it.
to just tell you what we just saw?
Tell us. Where does he say? I thought you were my mother too. She's like, I am your mother. I am your mother.
I thought we were both mothers.
I thought we were both your kid. Hold on, is that in the script?
Okay, here we go. Chasing the frog. Hold on. Don't hold on. Keep talking.
What the fuck are you doing? Chasing frogs and shit. We're doing a podcast.
You frog.
So he wins the championship, and everybody is happy. In the end,
he wins because everybody's in his corner. O'Keefe, Dickie, Charlemagne, his mother, everybody.
Oh yeah,
there she is.
She's actually pretty.
Oh, she's actually pretty hot.
That's Amy Adams.
Yeah, I know. She is almost as hot as Amy Adams.
She got a nice smile.
Wow, look at Melissa Leo. Melissa Leo killed it. So did the dad. Yo, look at O'Keefe.
Wow. Did the dad play himself?
O'Keefe looks pretty good too.
O'Keefe looks way better right here. Is that you throw your fucking...
I don't know. Does he? He got no fucking eyelashes or eyebrows.
He's just younger.
His eyes are 10 feet lower than they should be. Well, he looks better with the big glasses,
dude. His head starts high, dude.
He needs to put those glasses back on.
Amy Adams. Yeah, she's pretty hot. This is from the 90s.
Yeah.
Courtesy
the real the younger than Amy Adams.
Amy Adams was born in Italy. That's cool.
This
Christian Bale's from fucking UK?
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't know that?
I'm just kidding.
No, I know he sounds more fucking Massachusetts than Mark Wahlberg does.
He does. He was so good.
Where the fucking kids, Bobo?
What a runner! Good runner.
Yeah, he's a good runner. This doesn't match up. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he'll murder you in the face. And this guy looks like
a pretty boy for sure.
He looks like the guy from that boy band or something.
Looks like he was almost Jason Bourne.
Like some scenes, you can tell he's the same size as Amy Adams. He's a fucking tiny little dude.
Christian Bale looks more like a crackhead than the actual crackhead.
Oh yeah,
he did so crackhead. Good. He does crackhead. He does good crackhead.
That boy's good.
He's like, I started smoking crack just to ruin my teeth for the role.
This movie's just great acting and great situations where people get to interact like in about human things that everybody can relate to. That's what's good about it. It's a feel good movie at the end. Everybody kind of goes better. It's good. It's a good movie and it's made well. Like cinematography is pretty great. Hoyt Van Hoytema, the DP. This was the first American movie he did after Let the Right One In. He did a lot of that.
Did we watch that?
Yes, we did. We did watch that. Yes. Since then, he's begun to become Christopher Nolan's DP.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Hoyt Van Hoytema.
Okay.
He's done a lot of good shit. He's done a good shit since this movie. This is his first American movie.
Word.
He did Interstellar. He did Dunkirk. He did Tenet. He did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, I think.
I want to see that one because it's by the same director as Let the Right One In too, but I still haven't watched it.
Good. Gary Oldman's amazing in it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Boo boo.
Yeah, these are actual clips, like you were saying. They throw the clips in and shit. This movie's just super real. That's what the draw is. Just real people doing real shit and real fucked up things. You know.
You think they were really smoking crack?
I think all these. I think Christian Bale may have tried crack once for this movie. I'll give you that.
You think Christian Bale definitely has done crack?
I think for this movie, there's a 92% chance that he smoked crack for this movie.
Yeah, we have given it a shot, just to
Yeah, just like right there, just one of those.
Yeah,
one of those right there. That's
how does it make me feel? How does it make me want to move?
Like a nader.
Yeah,
and I think what's crazy is this is between Batmans.
Yeah, dude.
Like he got skinny as fuck. And he bulked back up to Batman and went from big Batman to crackhead back to Batman. It's crazy. How do you pull that off?
Because he's a fucking animal. He's a man beast. He's dedicated. He's got a lot of discipline.
He eats a lot of fucking BLTs. Does a lot of fucking sit-ups, dude.
Yeah, Steve O'Rourke method.
One of the best.
I love crackheads.
That's a great shot.
Crackheads make me laugh.
Great movie. Everybody watch it.
Do it or don't.
It is really good.
Top 3 David Russell movies.
TTDRM.
I think so. Top 3 David O. Russell. Go.
Silver Linings, Three Kings, and this.
Anthony, go.
I don't think there's any other real option.
David O. Russell.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Top 3, go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't like from what Schwartz said. I think that has to be it.
I like I Heart Huckabees. I'll throw that in there.
Well, I've never seen that fucking stupid movie. So
fuck.
No, it's a great movie.
It's great.
Says who?
Mark Wahlberg is great in it, as is Jason Schwartzman. You know why Mark Wahlberg is great in it? Because it's a comedy.
I was hesitant to pick that one because part of me didn't think Anthony would like it. Because it is one of those, like, I don't know. I know I liked it when I was younger.
That shouldn't matter on our...
Jake, if you think Anthony's not going to like it, it should be why you pick it.
See, I don't know. I'm not a spiteful guy.
It's not about spite. It's about making people watch things that they wouldn't normally watch.
But they have to be
making me watch movies. Yeah, and Hard Huckabees is definitely worth watching.
Yeah, but
Anthony would have never watched
Alien,
a lot of these movies.
Predator, Requiem, not worth watching.
I mean, you picked Lake Placid, so don't even say anything.
I did. And you know what? I'm sorry.
And Tremors, which is, I thought that Tremors wasn't as good as Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Oh, Tremors is way better.
Tremors is way better.
Way better.
No way. No way. No, Tremors is
way better.
Tremors is iconic. Alien versus Predator Requiem. No one gives a fuck about.
Alien, yes. So Predator, yes. Alien versus Predator, maybe. Tremors is better than Alien versus Predator Requiem. 1000%.
Totally.
False.
Idiot. I'll post a poll.
Idiot. How's your cat?
Yeah, how's Cholo?
Cholo?
Choro.
Oh, Churro. I thought it was Cholo. Damn it. Cholo's a greater. You should name him. I'm going to call him Cholo.
I don't think you could say that.
All right, I'm going to call her Cholo.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
I don't think you can say that.
Cholo's bad?
I think so.
No, keep saying it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say anything that's going to make anybody upset, you know? their delicateness or anything.
We'll apologize to both of us.
Yeah, you're triggering people.
All right. Well, I want to name your cat Cholo.
American Hustle. That's not up in your top 3.
I like American Hustle a lot because Amy Adams was great in that, as was Christian Bale, as was Bradley Cooper. And so was Jennifer Lawrence. She was great in that too. Actually, You're right. I think that might be a better movie than this. You're right. I think my top 3 would be Three Kings, number 1, Silver Linings, number 2, then American Hustle, and then this.
I'd stick with this over American Hustle, but American Hustle was still pretty good. I remember being just underwhelmed
Jennifer
by
Lawrence was so good in that.
The performances were really good, but I wasn't really that into the story, I don't think.
It was a simple story, but it was. Again, it's about characters that are interacting with each other. You know what I mean? That's what his movies are. Movies are very character driven. Like Christian Bale totally got fat for that movie too. He gained like 45 pounds.
Yeah, the Christian Bale and Amy Adams and The Fighter versus the Christian Bale and Amy Adams and the American Hustle are 2 completely different people.
And Amy Adams is so hot in American Hustle. She wears like the craziest outfits.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick American Hustle?
Good movie.
Never seen that.
I remember being underwhelmed because it was one of those movies that it came out at the same time as Wolf of Wall Street, and I remember just feeling similar at the time.
Yeah, but you jerk off to Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna. American Hustle doesn't do it for me.
How do you know that?
Oh, he sent me a video.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie.
It is a great movie. I love that.
One of the best.
It's a great movie.
I don't know. All right, did we get through it? Did we talk the whole movie through?
We did.
All right, cool.
He won the chip.
Won the chip. I thought I honestly thought he was going to lose in the last fight, even though I watched this movie 12 years ago. I thought he was going to lose, and I thought it was going to be another Rocky story because Rocky lost in the first movie.
Dude, I thought it was going to be a movie about losers.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to watch another Rocky. Lost. Exactly, another baby, another Invincible. Yeah. Cool Runnings.
Losers at the
end. Cool Runnings, man.
Fucking Alamo. I don't want a story about losers.
Doesn't Raging Bull, doesn't he lose at the end?
No.
All his box movies, they lose.
Well,
yeah, the Alamo, they lost. They were just like, yeah, we'll fuck you guys. Ah! And then they got murked.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with boxing or these other movies.
I'm just saying, I don't like a movie about losers.
All right, calm down.
Well, cool. This movie. This movie was kind of about Dickie was kind of a loser.
Dickie was a loser.
The main character, Mickey,
he was a winner.
A winner.
Did he win? How many fights did he win? Again, after this, he fought 3 more times against that one dude.
Arturo Gatti.
Sure.
I don't know.
He fought John Gotti.
It wasn't a very many, but said he made a lot of money.
You said he made over 6 figures. You said he made like $10 million. He said like 10 mil. Yeah.
I think he said 7 figures.
Is that a lot?
That's 10 mil, right? That's 10 million.
No, that's $1 million.
No, 6 figures is $1 million.
No, 6 figures is 100,000.
900,000.
6 figures is 100,000.
Do the math, idiot.
So he made a couple mil then. Good for him.
Maybe a mil.
Maybe a mil.
Well, if he did multiple fights at that, then he made a couple.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he spent it all on crack.
No, he wasn't a crackhead.
You don't know that.
Did. Yes, we do.
We don't know that he wasn't.
This was not all fact. They changed some things.
They definitely didn't make one of them not a
crackhead. maybe not, dude. I don't know. Maybe they held some shit out.
100% not the thing they did.
You don't know.
Yes, I do.
You don't know.
100%.
You don't know.
Stop it.
The doc was called High on Crack, dude.
About
High on Crack Street.
All right, where do you guys rank this thing?
Where do I rank this thing? It's a great
ranking.
Question.
Here we go. Out of 94. 52.
Keep going down. Maybe here's a spot. 39. 39 out of 94. That's where I'm going.
You happy with that answer?
Yes.
I'm going to go 32.
32 for Schwish.
All right, what did I say? 52? Let me rethink this. Now that I'm looking. Yeah, I don't want to put it down there. That's rude.
This is a pretty good movie.
It was simple but very well done.
36.
36.
I'm going 36.
Word.
I will edit mine.
Cool. I don't want any I don't want any drama from last week.
I figured it out. It was Cannibal. I just didn't do Cannibal Holocaust. I ranked Cannibal Holocaust last.
I think so.
I don't think
you were in agreement with me that animals should not
agree,
be
but I think
for our entertainment.
I would. I mean, you're right, but I would rather watch that than Bad Lieutenant.
All right, then put Bad Lieutenant last.
I might.
You're free to swap.
I might, dude. I might. Here, let me do.
The lists are open for edit.
Lists.
Except Schwartz, he's not allowed to list because he hates it.
He hates lists.
Yeah.
I don't hate the list. You guys put my numbers on there, right?
I did it.
There you go.
So I have
32.
This. Let's see. How did this movie end?
He won, and then they showed the real them, and they were goofing around in a bar.
They were all happy in the end.
This movie. Let's see. I think this movie gets an overall rating from my system of a 5. Hold on.
Whoa. Ooh, a spreadsheet.
5.4, I think, for that. So a 5.8875 for the fighter.
I like how you just have a random Pulp Fiction on there, just for funsies.
That's the example.
All right, that's nice.
I made myself an example. This is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Only a 5 for the beginning, huh?
Jake.
Yes.
I mean, Schwartz, Royal Tannenbaums, an 8.5. I gave it.
Yeah. Same thing as Pulp Fiction.
Just about. A little under Pulp Fiction. 8.53 for T-Bombs, 8.55 for the Fitch.
So your favorite movie on the list is an 8.5. That's what you gave the 8.5.
Damn, that's like a B.
Yeah.
No, that's still an A. I think 8 to 10 is an A.
Well, not in actual like school.
Yeah, but they're going by school things.
Yeah, that's where grades come from.
From school?
Yeah.
School, dude.
All right.
I
guess that's the only place
like A, B, C. Like like they.
I've been to school.
They go with a certain point average system.
Oh, look, I ain't never been to school.
Well, whatever. I'm not basing off of school shit. You do you.
What, grades aren't based off of school shit?
No, not mine.
Okay. You just have your own opinions on that
8
subject.
to 10. 8 to 10 in movie ranking is an A.
Okay. Cool.
That works.
That's good opinion.
All right.
Cool opinion.
All right, cool.
So I'm right under Legend. Isn't Legend a kind of a boxer movie or no?
Legend.
No, that was just a Tom Hardy movie. That was a gangster Tom Hardy movie.
Love Tom Hardy.
Yeah, 2 Tom Hardys in that movie.
Oh yeah, true.
Made me so happy.
I just found that movie was pretty mediocre.
What?
Tom Hardy was great at that though, especially as
He
the
was good in
psychopathic
it.
one. The other brother was a psycho,
Sure, but
and he
movie
was
itself
gay,
was
so it
meh.
was interesting. Like him and Joel Egerton, or not Joel Egerton, dude who played Elton John, were all like making out.
Oh yeah, that was funny. It's good. Yeah, they were interesting characters, but
It was an interesting movie.
overall meh.
All right, my next pick is Galaxy Quest.
You can't pick that.
What do you mean? I just did.
No, I'm picking that movie. You can't do that. Don't
What do you
even
mean?
Joke. Don't
All
even joke. You ain't funny.
You're smiling.
You ain't
You're
funny.
almost laughing.
You made me laugh, but you ain't
Yeah,
funny.
see, well then I am funny.
All right, you got me.
Why?
All
Yeah.
right,
Why
I
does it?
got him.
Why does it?
I
Yeah.
got him.
Why does it matter if it's yours or his? Like you gotta. You're
Because
gonna watch it either way.
I have
I
picks.
don't know.
I have picks too.
Why's it
then-
gotta be my pick?
Then if he takes your pick, that's like double picks. Then you get the next pick.
You get DPs, dude.
That's a win-win.
Win-win. DPs.
We still watch a movie you want to watch, and then you get another one.
Yeah, and we can go with the pick I wanted to watch,
which is Galaxy Quest.
Which is Galaxy Quest.
No, it's not. You have your own movie.
I mean, this has happened before.
No, it doesn't matter. We can watch that though. I'm down for that. I can't believe you've never seen that, Jake.
I don't think I have.
It's a really good movie.
I feel like it's one of those I've seen like parts of and maybe watched a little here and there.
So,
but
Anthony, are you picking next, or am I picking my movie next?
I mean, I guess you make a good point. If you want to pick it, it doesn't matter. I guess.
No, I have another movie. I have another movie in mind. So, if you want to do, the question is, are you picking Galaxy Quest right now, or are you picking it later?
No.
Well, it's your turn, Schwartz.
It's Schwartzy's turn.
All right, I'm picking. Was Pride and Glory, starring Edward Norton and Colin Farrell.
Okay, cool.
It's a cop movie based in New York.
I don't think I've seen that.
I know you haven't.
It's been one of those. It's been one of those I've been curious to watch, and I just never got to. Who directed that?
Gavin or Russell. Same dude did Warrior and Miracle and The Accountant.
We're doing another O. Russell?
Yeah, another. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
interesting.
That's interesting.
Is it about Boston?
No, it's New York.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's New York.
Oh.
There's gonna be someone from Boston in that movie
for sure.
It's got a great supporting cast: Frank Grillo, John Voight.
What is it called again? Pride and Glory.
Pride and Glory. Yeah, it's about cops. Good movie.
Good movie.
Edward Norton, main character.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
I mean, those are two great actors.
Yeah, and Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell's great in it too. Yeah.
Sweet.
Great.
Then Pride and Glory, then Galaxy Quest, probably.
I don't see why not.
Unless there's a cocktail in there somewhere, but for now, that. Great. Sounds like a plan.
We should probably do it sooner than later because I think I got a gig.
All right. Well, let's wrap this one up and we'll discuss schedule.
All right. Well, watch this movie. Watch The Fighter. Great film.
Yes. Watch
if you've
that.
never seen David O. Russell movies, though, watch Silver Linings or Three Kings before this.
And then Pride and Glory.
That's a different O. Russell.
Shout out to Anthony's dad.
Oh, no. It's O'Connor. Gavin O'Connor directed those movies.
I already wrote O. Russell.
Well, it's O'Connor.
Well, close.
And yeah, shout out to Mr. Islami for listening to our podcast.
And as always, the big cat.
Meow.
And Davidson.